All right, I'm looking at another NotWordle today. This is completely different than Wordle, nothing like Wordle at all. We're just guessing a 5-letter word. It's gonna give us clues. We have to try and find the correct word, so it's nothing like Wordle. There's a bunch of different kinds of clues if you're not familiar with NotWordle. It seems bad at first, but it's really not as complicated as initially sounds. So once I guess my first word, I'll go through what those mean. What should we start with today? I should really figure this out before I start recording, probably. I've got my my Golden Doodle shirt on today, and my Golden Doodle's name is Banjo, so let's start with Banjo. That'd be a good one. Okay. So, 14 is our Scrabble score for this word, and you'll notice on the keyboard right above me there, it has the score for each letter. The score is too high, okay? That's not too surprising. 14 is a little high, so we need to have a lower Scrabble score. We gotta go towards A. Now that is interesting, because we started with a word that's B-A. So, that's really good. Too obscure, okay? Banjos, I mean, it's not real obscure, but it's not a real common word, so that's not too surprising. Now this 12 here, this is our word ladder score. So to get from banjo to the answer, changing one letter at a time, it would take 12 steps. So it's quite different. I feel like the vowel consonant's gonna be different. So we have, you know, vowels in the second, fifth position. I think the answer's probably gonna have vowels in different positions. And then the one yellow tells us that we have one yellow in normal Wordle coloring, but no greens. If we had greens, it would tell us green here. So, one yellow means this B cannot be the first letter, and going towards A means the answer has to start with A. So, that was huge. So, 14 is pretty high, but we can't use something too big, so, take one letter, like the J. Okay, the rest of them are at least 4, so we can't have any. Now 10 is the highest, so we could do almost anything, but if we do something big like a J or a Q or something, then we have to use all ones. So yeah, that's not, so we probably want to jump down to, like, you know, 9 or 10 maybe would be a good score to go for on this one. Something that starts with A, I mean, we could do something like adieu, but oh, now, the other thing that we know is, since we know it starts with A, we know that A is the yellow. So there's no B, no N, no J, no O. So, I mean, adieu is a big jump down to 6. But it would be nice to do something a little higher than that this time. Just because if we go to 6, it's probably gonna say score too low, and then there's a big range in the middle. But, but we know the A is gonna be, oh, but right, and so we know the A is gonna be green. Oh, so actually, now the question is, should I actually guess something with an A? Because we know that's a green. If we get one green, now we have no idea if there's any yellows in there. We already know the A is first, so we don't necessarily need to guess it yet. It might be a better idea not to guess the A. What about something like bride? So we know the B is gray, right? This is an 8, which isn't too bad. It's gonna check for some more letters. This will help us, so, I mean, if we get green, then of course we still don't know too much, but if we get, I don't know. I think I'm gonna try that. Score's still 2, okay. So, it could be adieu. I mean, we've got a green, which would be the I. This isn't such a bad guess now because we know that it's less than 8. I should have just gone with that on my second guess, apparently. Now, the common and obscure thing is what's really hard. Like, is adieu more obscure than bride and less obscure than banjo? I'm not sure. Let's go with it. Okay, so it's a score of 7. Okay, so we have 2 greens now, which is interesting because that would seem to support the idea that the I was the green. Now, we don't really know that. Could be the D or the E, but if it's the D or the E, then which one would be the green up here? probably the R, so that couldn't be the D. If it was the D, it would have had to have been the E up here. Unless there's two Ds. It could be that the E was the green, D was yellow, now the D is green. That's possible too. We need to go towards A, which is surprising because we're already at A, D, so it's gotta be earlier in the alphabet, and we can't do a B. So unless it's A, C, I think the D is green. And if it was the I, we'd have to have A, C, I. Which makes me think, you know, acids or something, but if it's the I that's green, then the D can't be green. So maybe the D is green, maybe the D is green. It's A, D, and then the next letter would have to be earlier in the alphabet than I. We need to be at a 7 also. Now 7 is tricky because you either need 2 2s and 3 1s, or a 3 and 4 1s. And if we're putting the D in there, then we need to have another 2, which has to be a D or a G, either another D or a G. So, I mean, it could be something like this. We'd have to have 1-point letters in for those X's. It couldn't be an I in the middle. You could put an E in the middle, otherwise, that's interesting. If we do the D, we also have to have another D or a G. Something like ADI. No, I don't. And we can't have an O, because we know there's no O because of up here. There would have been a second yellow. Could it be adage? That would work. The E would be the green from bride. The A and the D would be the greens from adieu. You could have another A. Adage isn't too bad. And that would be earlier in the alphabet, ADA instead of ADI. Let's try adage. Could it be adage? Hey, it was adage. All right, got it in 4. So I don't think guessing adieu second would have gotten me the answer in 3 probably, because we needed some of that information from bride to get to adage, but still pretty quick, got it in 4. I feel good about that one. So let me know how this NotWordle went for you. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles. Oh, wondered. Okay, so we can do, ooh, we have peeking. It could be speaking, actually. Okay, so that's where the R is. So the C and the H and the Y are no good. So there's gotta be the problem. Well, just happen to have a copy of the 2014 NCAA rulebook here. And if we turn to Rule 10,